Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sophie. In case you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Spring is around the corner, and I know a lot of people are going to be taking vacations starting the spring as the weather gets better and brighter, especially if you live in countries that have been experiencing winter. And I figured, hey, let me share a few looks that I rocked during my spring vacations to Paris and Bordeaux so that, maybe you get some kind of inspiration and whatnot. And yeah, I was just very happy to share these finally because I've had them in my archives for a very, very long time. So without further ado, here are 7 different outfit ideas for your upcoming spring trips. You might not be able to get the exact pieces, especially considering some are thrifted, some were bought years ago, but I hope you can somehow get inspiration for your trips, outfits. So yeah, without further ado, in case you haven't subscribe, do not forget to like, share, and without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So this first outfit is a very simple one. We're starting simple today. This is a look I wore to Bordeaux. I love it. I absolutely love it because it's something that anyone can pull off, but you just have to get, the proportions correct. So I would like to believe everybody has a nice white top in their closet. In this case, this is actually a bodysuit that I got in Nairobi, and I decided to just wear it. It has a low neck. I rarely wear tops with such a neckline, but I knew this would work perfectly with this blazer that I was wearing, which has no collar. So being a collarless blazer, sometimes it can be quite difficult getting a top that goes well with it. And I usually prefer a low neck top such as this one, or a high neck top like a halter top or a turtleneck to wear underneath such blazers. But here we're doing this one. So I wore it and tucked it into my black pants. This is just a basic pair of black jeans that I got at Stradivarius. And because I just wanted a comfortable look that I could walk around in, I wore a pair of sneakers, black and white ones, and then I changed my belt so many times, you guys, and also my sunnies. But yeah, I decided to settle for these brown ones in the end. I absolutely loved the brown aviator sunnies with this look because it made it a little less dark, because at some point I was wearing some black sunglasses, but I think I preferred these ones more. But as you can see, again, I switched back. But then yeah, I absolutely love the pop of green because otherwise it's just a very basic classic black and white look, but the green blazer gave it some personality. I loved walking around Bordeaux dressed like this. I actually got a lot of compliments because of the green blazer, interestingly. But remember, this was actually the second day in Bordeaux, and honestly it was very warm. I loved how warm it was because I'd been staying in Pamplona during these times, and Pamplona was quite cold. So it was a breath of fresh air. And if you know me, you know that I don't exactly like cold weather. So any opportunity to step out and have the sun in my face and actual legit warmth is always very welcome. So that was the first look for this particular video. Get yourself a bright or a differently colored blazer, a color that you don't normally wear every day, and then just throw it over a basic classic look. Black and white does very well. So yeah, that was the first look. So this second outfit I wore to Paris, actually on my first day there. So this was the first time I ever went to Paris, and I was so happy. But guys, despite it being spring, it was super cold. So what you're seeing is me dressed in layers and layers of clothes. I'm wearing like 4 sweaters underneath this suit jacket, and I just felt so chubby, but that's okay. I mean, it's not like I'm usually big anyway, so it might not be obvious to a lot of people, but I do look quite chubby here, and it was actually quite cute. So yeah, I mean, I went for this suit that I absolutely love. I like it for the print. I usually love anything printed, and I figured I wanted to keep everything simple so that the suit can stand out on its own. So I went for everything else black. I have layers of other colored sweaters underneath, but then of course the turtleneck, the black one, was the topmost because I was going for an all black look underneath this very nice suit that I have on. So I wore it with boots because it was also rainy, not just cold, which was such a bummer, but I still enjoyed my day regardless. And I went for golden jewelry. I went for this pair of sunglasses that have become my favorites. I got them last year and I have worn them so many times. I'm not getting tired of them anytime soon because they just usually elevate my outfits so easily. Again, I am realizing that I am more into these brown sunnies than darker ones because they just sort of frame my face very well, so to speak, and they do not take or let me say they're not too strong for the outfit. They don't overpower the look. So yeah, this is what I wore for my first day in Paris, which is the second look for this particular video. A suit, simple suit, printed, and then everything black works perfectly. Sometimes when you have a statement piece, keep everything muted. It works so well. So back to Bordeaux, and perhaps the only dress in this video, because again, it was actually very rare to see me in dresses at the start of spring because being Kenyan still means that I feel cold in springtime. It's not that warm most days, but on this particular day, it was quite warm. And if you've been to Bordeaux before, you know that it's not the coldest of places, so that's a good thing. Anyway, this is a dress I thrifted in Nairobi. I absolutely, absolutely love it. It was very big, like 3-4 sizes bigger than me, but I had a vision for it. And because I have a very good tailor, I decided to just make very good use of him. So I took the dress to him. He actually also really liked the dress, and he told me we could transform it into something nice, and that's exactly what we did. So it's a dress in a certain shade of pink. I do not even want to say exactly what shade that is, but it is actually a pink dress, and it has this Peter Pan collar that makes it even cuter. It's lace, and I just feel like it can be dressed up or dressed down. In this particular case, it's dressed down with a pair of sneakers. I loved the sneakers so much. I left them somewhere in Pamplona, but I really, really loved how they always just made any look, better, in a casual, chic way. So because it's a nice dress and I wanted it to stand out again for what it is, I went for everything else simple with the shoes and the bag, just a black bag. And then I wore this fringe wig that I've had for so long. It's my most worn wig, to be honest, because it's very simple, low maintenance, and just works on any given day. I went for a band that is say pink and burgundy. I don't know if you can see it very well, but those are the colors on the band. And I went for golden jewelry again. I went for this pair of sunglasses because wherever there's the sun, it only helps to put on sunnies, right? So yeah, it was a nice look for the afternoon. I walked around Bordeaux, got a lot of compliments for my dress. I like getting compliments, especially from fellow women, because I feel like they're the most genuine compliments. But I absolutely love this dress. I am so happy my tailor managed to work his magic on it, and honestly I cannot wait to dress it up. I've only ever worn it once for this particular trip, but I look forward to going back to wearing it, and maybe with some heels next time, going to a fancier place. But for this trip, it was just amazing. It was lovely. It worked so well. I felt really nice, really pretty in such a dress. So for springtime, on those days that it's not too cold, you can always invest in a very nice dress. And yeah, I go for skater dresses mostly because I have a slimmer frame, but you can also go for a bodycon, or rather a figure hugging dress, as long as it fits you well and is comfortable for walking around. But I just prefer mine skater. So that was the third look. Back to Paris, obviously, because this is at the Arc de Triomphe, and back to suits, except this one is now a velvet suit. So it got colder and colder in Paris, but I knew it was going to happen. So I also carried not just any kind of suit, but a velvet suit. First of all, I absolutely, absolutely love velvet. I would wear a velvet dress and anything velvet on any given day if it matched the occasion or wherever I was going. I just find that it's such a very luxurious looking fabric, and it always just brings out the best in me. It makes me look rich. And it was also intentional, not just because of the cold, but also because I was going to be going to the Galerie Lafayette later, and I just wanted to match the vibe of the place. It gives out this rich auntie vibes, and I wanted to look exactly like that. And I actually can say boldly, I achieved it. I love this look, you guys. I love it so much. It's this velvet suit that I got, and I decided to wear it in different ways. So again, here I have layers of sweaters. You just don't see it. It's not so obvious, but I'm really wearing a lot of sweaters because it was so cold. And I did have a coat with me, just It's a little on the side, but I wore this wine red suit with a black sweater underneath it, at least the sweater you can see. And then I went for a black beret, darker frames in sunnies, a black bag, and of course my black ankle boots. So I know I said I prefer brown sunnies, but sometimes you also have to look at the colors of the clothes that you're wearing. So to make or to add, an unexpected twist to the look, I went for pink jewelry. And honestly, this just popped in my mind when I was packing. I was like, hey, instead of wearing silver jewelry, which is very obvious for this look, because, silver was the first thing I was thinking of, why not just go for something a little different? So again, I wore a pink necklace, statement necklace at that. As you can see here, this is the Galerie Lafayette. And then I went for, they're all matching, it's a set. So pink earrings, pink necklace, and a pink bracelet. So still in Paris, and for this look, I just went very simple. This is actually the ultimate Parisian look, just in case you were wondering. Of course, minus the beret. I only wear berets because it's something I like and it's something I've been doing for years. But to be honest, people in Paris don't walk around wearing berets. Also, it was still cold, not too much, but just a bit. So I wanted a hat over my head. But as you can see, I'm wearing a pair of flared jeans. I love these jeans. I rarely get to wear them. I don't know why, but I absolutely, absolutely loved them. And I was so tired on this day. I'd moved hostels that I was staying at in Paris. And I figured, you know what? Let me just wear something simple. And it worked so well because incidentally and interestingly, I actually got a lot of compliments for this outfit. Like people were telling me, I love your vibe. I love this and that. And I'm like, I'm just wearing a pair of jeans with a turtleneck top, black in color, most basic thing. And then I have like a red belt for the pop of color, red earrings, and a red beret. But then again, I realized a lot of the times it's not so much what you're wearing, but how you're wearing it. Confidence matters most in a woman, in any lady, in any girl, and it's something that is worth cultivating. And I can honestly tell you guys, I'm just one of the most confident people you can find around, and I'm super, super proud of that. But anyway, here I was at the Domaine de Palais Royal, and I was so happy to be here because I'd seen so many pictures and videos of influencers in this place, and I was like, oh, when is my turn? But it was finally my turn. As I'm editing this, I've been to Paris so many other times, but this was actually the first time I was in Paris. So the looks here are from that particular first trip. But yeah, this is the ultimate Parisian look. If you want to look Parisian, sans le chapeau, without the beret, just go for jeans, flared especially, a long trench coat, nice boots, be comfortable, basically. So back to another Bordeaux look. This is another very simple one. You'll notice that most of the time for trips, I will carry certain fancy stuff and then I'll carry simpler stuff as well. Because as the days go by, or maybe on your first day, you are likely to be tired depending on how you arrived at that particular destination. Like, for example, if you travel by bus or maybe even a flight, you could probably feel tired. You could be, feeling tired on your first day. Or if you stayed in that specific city for a while, you probably feel a little tired because of all the walking around. So it's worth having fancier pieces and simpler pieces, but stylish regardless. So for this look, I am wearing black on black. So a black sweater top, a black pair of jeans, a white belt, more of off-white than white. And then I decided to just add something fun and extra with my blazer. I've had this blazer for a while, but then again, it's part of a suit. It's not just a blazer on its own. It's a suit I really, really love that I wore so much in Pamplona that I didn't want to see it anymore the moment I took it back home. But I love it. So it's been a while, and I am sure when I go back home, I will be happy to wear it again. I don't really change so much physically, so I'm sure everything usually will fit me very well, even if I stay for long without wearing whatever it is. So anyway, I wore this for a nice, walk around Bordeaux. I loved this monument so much. Took so many pictures here, took so many videos here. And again, I was wearing this wig of mine that has been worn so many times. I love it. I love it because it's so low maintenance and it works so well. As the day went by, it got a little colder, so I decided to add, or rather to throw on a scarf. I love this scarf so much because It's gray and white, and the pattern just contrasts so nicely. It's actually the same pattern as the pattern on the blazer, just you can't see very well on the blazer because it's very tiny. But it's plaid. It's a plaid blazer, and this is a plaid scarf. And I think sometimes it's difficult to match two different prints. But if it's the same print, even if it's a different color or different sizes of print, it still goes very well. To add a pop of color to the look, I went for this band, the headband. It's really a white scarf, but it has heart print on it, like printed in red. So the red on it gives it a pop of color. There's a bit of pink on my blazer, but it's not so visible. However, it still goes very well with the red. And of course, because I was walking around so much, I went for sneakers. I wore these sneakers a lot during my first stay or my first year in Europe. I really loved them so much because they were very good quality, and I could walk in them for so long. They were super comfortable. I need to go back to Pamplona and get them. Not that I can't get a similar pair, but I just really like this specific pair. So there's that look as well. Of course, with this bag that I carried so often, I love it. I love it so much. So back to Paris. Obviously, the Eiffel Tower is behind me in this video. I finally got to wear this coat. I have had it for so many years, and for some reason, I just never gotten the chance to wear it. So I was very happy to be wearing it. This was actually a cold day. Don't let the sun fool you. And in case you haven't noticed, I'm wearing a black coat underneath this cartoon print coat. Like the coats that's the statement, or the one that stands out for this look, actually went so well and seamlessly over the black that in case you're not too keen, you can actually, or you could actually miss the black. Anyway, I just wanted to be warm, but I also wanted to look nice and fun. And this was going to be a very activity filled day, so to speak, because I was also going to be going to Montmartre, which I did. So I wanted something simple but fun. I got this coat years ago, like I've mentioned, and it was just perfect to throw over the outfit. Initially, I was going to wear the black coat over it, but it turned out that this was actually longer than my black coat. I was like, yay! I wore it with a blue turtleneck underneath. Of course, I'm wearing other layers of sweaters underneath this. I wore a golden necklace over it and some golden earrings. My hair was in a simple puff, as you can see. I wore some black sunglasses, bigger ones this time, and I went for a burgundy bag just for it to match the little burgundy bits on my coat. I went for a white pair of sneakers, black socks. You can barely see the difference between my pants and my socks because they're both black. But yeah, I wanted to go for white sneakers for this look, and the white sneakers worked very well. I was so happy to be here. Took so many pictures, ended up even scolding a certain photographer that was rude to me at some point, and then he ended up apologizing by taking even more pictures of me than the ones I had already paid for to a previous photographer. I went to Montmartre. I was here at La Maison Rose. It was a nice day. The outfit was nice and comfy, and I was very full of energy for the entire day. I just like to say, when you're traveling, make sure comfort is key, because it can be tiring, especially if you're like me who travels for adventure and not necessarily to rest. And now to the final look, again, Bordeaux. I just love how I've mixed up Paris and Bordeaux. These two are very beautiful cities. So if you ever find yourself in France, if you're not here already, make it a point to not just go to Paris, but try going to Bordeaux. Anyway, this was among the last looks I had, actually the very last look I had in Bordeaux, and I wanted something athleisure. So I went for a black pair of jeans, an Adidas bodysuit, as you can see, black blazer, just because it was slightly cold at first. I mean, I did have my jacket again, but yeah, the blazer just dressed up the look a little bit, and I loved it. And then I went for this black bag that I had been carrying around with me the entire trip, the entire time I was in Bordeaux. I went for a black pair of sunglasses and then this long wig, because I like the fact that as an African girl, I can switch up my hair from cornrows to wigs to, combing it out in a puff to, doing whatever, whenever I feel like. So I went for this wig that I absolutely love. I rarely have it on though, because I'm not used to having hair this long. And sometimes I feel like when the wind blows, I end up like getting it in my hair or something. Anyway, like I said, I did have a coat with with me. It got a little cooler later, so I threw on this Zara coat over my outfit, and I felt like it went so well with the look. So like this was more sporty. I rarely dress sporty, but it doesn't necessarily mean I don't like it. Yeah, it was a very comfortable look. It was very youthful, very fresh. And then I added a beret because, again, like I mentioned, I just love wearing berets. Most of the time you find me or you meet me, I'm wearing a hat. I love hats, always have. So I added that to this look, and the pearls just dressed it all up. And for silver jewelry for this, and I loved it. So this was for my last day in Bordeaux, the last place we went to before we left back for Pamplona. That is Sophia, my friend, and I. And yeah, we were just happy to have had fun. I was very comfortable throughout my trip. Again, comfort is key. I walk around a lot during vacations or during trips. It's something I enjoy because I always feel like if I wanted to rest, I would have stayed home and slept on my bed. So yeah, as you can see, it was even raining, but I was just ignoring the rain. Plus, I was so tired of carrying an umbrella. So yeah, that was the last look. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you've loved the 7 looks that I have shown you here. I hope you've loved the sights you've seen, because again, my goal was to show you different places in this city. That's why I filmed, the outfits in different places. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, have fun on your spring vacations. If you're going on any, remember to stay warm, keep safe, and I will most definitely see you in my next video. Bye.